They say, never live life with regrets. But how can I not when regrets dominate my life? They never could give a straight answer for a man like me, caught in the regret of a dilemma you see. For I have seen two of life's greatest beings, and have lost them both in the twinkle of an eye. One, a loving friend and father to daughters. The other, a loving son with a future more glistening and hopeful than the sunshine after stormy days. Now the sight of him remains yearned for like crepuscular rays. The one, Arnold. The other, a lad called Ian, for his name means he shall bring forth young. But my dilemma is to know he died young. Like the choicest memories in the hands of Alzheimer's disease, Ian's been snuffed out like fallen leaves to Easter's breeze. He wasn't able to start fighting, but he'll never live to see the next bout. I still remember the cries of his mother to this day, and the silence and expressionless face of his father on full display, acting like everything was okay. But I've seen your father and mother, Ian, and they've never been the same ever since you're gone. It still aches your mother, seeing you curled up in that fetal position with your hands underneath your head. It's like you were honoring your father with your gestures, even till the point where you were found dead. I wish there was a way you both could have heard me, but there really isn't. I wish more so that I could have taken my finger and turned the dials of a clock all the way back. That way I could have said, I turned back the hands of time, just in an effort to bring an ease to this dilemma of mine. Honestly, I wish I bore the power like the Savior to stand in front of your graves like he did with his friend Lazarus. If I did, I would stand and say, "Oh Ian, come forth to life! Oh Arnold, come forth and live and finish laying down this legacy oh so bright." But my wishes are to me like perpetually darkened nights. I can dream them as much as I'd like. They'll never be manifested or even come to light. Oh Arnold, you were truly a friend and looked out for me above all things. If you were here to this time, I might have slipped and called you Daddy, for that's how much you mean to me. If you could have heard my heart's cries and seen the way my smile dies, then you would somehow have understood why I regret not saying I love you so much. It's because ever since meeting you on that carnival Thursday a few years ago, you have clung to me in cohesion like glue. Now every time I remember you, my emotions just burst forth like your death was only new. Heard you were crushed by that which you've worked so hard to acquire. Makes me liken your crushing to that of the Savior. Only problem though, unlike him, you died from the crushing like olives you see, and no oil will ever be poured out from you onto me. At least not in this life, I see. I'm sorry, dear friend. I remember one time you called me and I was so overwhelmed by life. But you picked up on it and tried to give me some comfort. But I wasn't really receptive, to say the least. You see, the problem wasn't you, Arnold. It was just me. Oh, how I wish. Oh, how I would give my entire substance to go back to those days where you would call to just check up on me. Wish you weren't dead to hear my voice say, "Please forgive me." You never were a burden, brother. You were always a blessing to me. Arnold, I wanted you to meet life's next legacy, a gemstone by the name of Ian, full of love and purpose. But he's been snuffed away because to death he was just as significant as a speck of dust. He sleeps in the ground where your body lies, but I bet the face of his angels was showing grief in heaven that could be seen from unending miles. I love you both, so this is a tribute to two kings, my official eulogy to get this weight off my chest, as I live trying to honor two of the very best men one can ever be, who only loved me and wanted the best, like what the Creator has promised me. Ian, I can never forget the smiles on your mother's face, even when your daddy was so occupied trying to fill a void like that of everyone emotionally displaced. He admits he was a fool, and it hurts him to his core to never behold you as long as he lives. If only he wasn't afraid of what the end would be like, he would have slumped dead from pills to end the life of misery and chills, just to follow after you and make his long and much desired sleep in the grave next to you. Ironically, he knows of suicide, but he was a coward to not know the pills you took would murder you. Now his brokenness wishes to be made whole by the beholding of you. If I can say some more, I'll say I'm sticking with him so that he doesn't hate himself till death, as he's been prone to do. With your mother one way and him the next, all he ever does when it hits him is recite your name like he was stuck on that little line of text. Do you know what's next? To the two kings that really meant something to me, Ian and Arnold, continue sleeping in peace. To the one missed and loved unconditionally by both mother and father. To the other, you'll always be a faithful friend, brother, and the eyeball of your daughters. I know you've both never heard me say it, not even once, but I love you and miss you both, and I'm sorry I took you two for granted, for that has been my blunder that daily plunders me like never before. I love you, kings, Ian and Arnold.